Who exactly was Meghan Markle talking to at that Dodgers game? That's the question everyone's asking after watching the now viral clip of the Sussex duo strutting into the stadium under heavy guard, as if they were arriving at a diplomatic summit rather than a ball game. Security flanked them, assistants buzzed around, cameras followed every step, yet somehow no one seemed to actually be listening to Meghan. Still, there she was, lips moving, hands gesturing, putting on a full performance for, well, no one. Harry sat beside her in total silence, eyes fixed anywhere except on his wife. If silence could speak, his would have been singing backup for Beyoncé at halftime. Meghan, seemingly unaware, kept right on chatting to the invisible audience in her mind, her mouth running on autopilot. Insiders joked it wasn't even real conversation, just filler talk, the kind actors mumble when told to look natural. One Hollywood friend even quipped her go-to background line is, "I love mashed potatoes and pork ribs too," mouthed with Oscar-worthy conviction. The problem? No one was buying it. And that wasn't the only thing off. Viewers couldn't help noticing the odd physical details, from her unsteady walk to her questionable outfit. She moved with a strange, bow-legged stride, wobbling in shoes that seemed at least half a size too big. Add in what looked suspiciously like a glass of wine perched in her cup holder, and the math wasn't hard to do. Tipsy, not trendy. Watching her shuffle down the aisle was less Duchess, more college student wobbling home after 2-for-1 margarita night. Then there was the outfit, a fabric fiasco. It was loose where it needed to be fitted, tight where it needed to breathe, and overall screamed, laundry day chic. Even baseball fans in ketchup-stained jerseys were shaking their heads. When the average fan wearing foam fingers looks more put together than a duchess, you know it's bad. And then, the piece de resistance, the hand-holding, their signature move. The Sussexes never failed to grip each other's hands in public, like travelers terrified of being split up at customs. It's meant to say affection, but this time it read more like emotional life raft. Meghan's non-stop chatter paired with Harry's blank stare made the gesture look less romantic and more like she was holding onto a hostage. Body language analysts had a field day. Some claimed Meghan clings to Harry's hand the way a child clutches a comfort blanket, a nervous reflex to steady herself in public. Others argued Harry grabs back in weary resignation, making sure she doesn't wander off toward another camera. Either way, the scene was awkward, painfully so. Every slouched shoulder, every forced smile, every fake line of conversation was caught in high definition for the world to see. When the Jumbotron flashed their names, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, the crowd responded loud and clear, a chorus of boos that rang through the stadium louder than a Blue Jays home run. The irony couldn't be thicker. Meghan had clearly envisioned this as a triumphant public moment, her grand re-entry into America's good graces, but the crowd wasn't having it. She leaned into the camera with that trademark overconfidence, the look of someone who still believes the world is waiting breathlessly for her next quote. Instead, she ended up confirming what her critics have said for years. There's plenty of performance, but not much connection. The gestures, the chatter, the posing, it's all theater, played out to an audience that's long since left their seats. From her Suits days to her royal phase to this latest ballpark cameo, Meghan's journey has been anything but predictable. But watching her mime conversations to thin air while Harry sinks into visible discomfort might be her most on-brand scene yet. Their ongoing campaign to prove relevance only seems to highlight the opposite. The harder they try to capture attention, the more the public pulls away. By the time the game ended, one thing was clear. Meghan may have imagined she was holding court under those stadium lights, dazzling an invisible crowd. But to everyone else, it looked like a woman talking to herself while her husband silently counted down the innings, maybe even hoping for extra innings, just to delay the ride home. Final score of the night? Dodgers lost, but the Sussexes lost harder.